She grew up in a small Wisconsin town surrounded by traditional family and Midwestern work ethic. So how did she wind up here starring in Hollywood porn movies? In tonight's Extra, we meet the people making some of America's most controversial movies.
We've all heard a lot about pornography, and most of us probably have some strong opinions about its impact on society. Tonight, something a bit different. We wanted to meet some of the people who perform in those movies, and without passing judgment, ask them simply, why do you do it? Be advised, some of the following pictures are best suited for adults, not children. Carol 11's Brad Woodard reports.
The time is 5:30 a.m.
Morning near Los Angeles. An aspiring actress rises with the sun.
Nick! Nick! Good morning.
And prepares for a rigorous day in front of the camera.
Do you ever get butterflies or the jitters before you go in?
All the time. All the time. But I have taught my butterflies to fly in formation. Let's go.
Mirror time is brief this morning.
I'll put your checkbook in the trunk.
Because Carrie Downs has an 8 a.m. call time in L.A., an hour-and-a-half commute from the modest home she shares with boyfriend Nick Long in Rosamond, California.
I'm a normal human being. I put my pants on or my skirt on the same way, everybody else does.
It's what Carrie does when she takes them off that sets her apart.
Check, check, check.
I'm going to put you and Kerry in the bathtub together.
Okay. You good?
Well, I'm sitting in here doing dialogue.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
This is the open orgy.
Test, check, check.
This is it. I'm going to have 4 people in this space.
You're going to ruin my chances for a political career.
The girls talk to each other in the bathtub, get out, and the living out of you. Okay. That's it. You're just sex objects.
Hello, Nude.
You ready?
I'm ready. All I have to do is get naked.
Where's my boys?
Carrie Downs prides herself on never having slept with someone to get apart. Once the camera's rolling, though, it's a different story.
This is scene 1, and action!
She's a rising star in the industry, an industry which has produced such would-be classics as the Beverly Thrillbillies or The Good, the Bad, and the Snuggly.
You're lucky I even let you watch.
You're lucky I even let you watch.
An industry in which dialogue and acting ability are secondary.
I told you I didn't want to talk about it, so shut up.
Great.
End of discussion.
Academy Award-winning dialogue right here.
People fast forward through this anyways. He acknowledged the president.
To date, Downs has appeared in more than 50 pornographic films, and with literally dozens of partners, you'd think AIDS would be an overriding concern.
No, it's not, because I will not work with anybody who doesn't have a current AIDS test. Yours is negative, mine's negative, so I can. And what I mean by that is you have to have an AIDS test in this industry at least once every 3 months. And, I'm very careful outside in my private life.
A life which has spanned only 26 years. The question that begs to be answered, how did she get here?
Kerry wrote to me twice, telephoned me 3 times. I wouldn't return her calls. I couldn't be bothered. She finally got to somebody who knew me and talked them into calling me, and she forced her way into my business.
The stereotype is girl from the Midwest sets out for Hollywood to make it big in mainstream film and so on. Is that the case with you?
Absolutely not. When I set out from Wisconsin, I wanted to be a porn star.
Her real name is Darcy Quimby, the daughter of a factory worker in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. The youngest of 5 children, she was a straight-A student who attended Catholic schools, a typical middle-class upbringing.
What was she like as a kid?
Very, very easygoing. I mean, she's always more or less free-spirited. If she wanted something, she would work and get it.
Carrie's career choice has sharply divided her family. Brother Dale is the only one speaking to her.
I don't agree with what she does or condone it, but I will support her in anything she does because she's my sister and because I love her.
From a small Midwestern town to a somewhat tarnished side of Tinseltown, life's path has led Darcy Quimby from one to the other. And somewhere along the way, she became a completely different person.
Darcy Quimby was a shy, naive, very lonely child.
Who is Carrie Downs?
I'd have to say she's intelligent, she's wild, she's kinky, she's normal, and she makes sex for a living.
Are we rolling? Action!
And for something many people consider indecent, Carrie makes a more than decent living, making one film every 6 weeks, earning 4 times more than her male counterparts.
You can have a woman in a scene with a guy, and the woman will get $1,000 for the scene, and the guy will get $250. It's that big a difference. I want to end up.
Like Carrie, many others in the profession have surprisingly ordinary backgrounds.
I used to be an art dealer, and I was selling very expensive collector jewelry to some very powerful Beverly Hills people. Is it a 5-minute problem or a 10-minute problem?
Director John Bowen, a.k.a. John T. Bone, got into the business after losing his assets in a messy divorce.
My wife was very clever. She cut me off from all of my clients and took all the jewelry.
What started me off was Playgirl in 1978. That's when I had a thing called a waist, you see. Now I'd be lucky to get at the Field and Stream. Yeah.
And then
a 17-year veteran of porn, actor Ron Jeremy used to teach special education.
My family is pretty much, I guess, was always middle class. You know, typical Jewish family in New York. Most of my family is teachers, some lawyers, doctors. I was a teacher. I got 6 years of college, master's degree from Queens College.
The standard criticism is this is degrading to women. Women are being used.
Probably.
What do you say to those people?
Mind your business. If the women are being degraded, they're degrading themselves. It's like a factory here. You know, we make a product that appeals to my basest instincts. But nobody that works for me does anything that they don't want to do or they don't enjoy.
Just the same, Carrie Downs realizes her career has its limits, and she's making preparations she hopes will enable her to retire within 10 years.
I'm starting to build things that I'll have when I won't be able to appear in front of the camera anymore.
From an office in her home, Carrie operates her own mail-order company, Spotlight Video. From a separate office, Nick publishes 2 adult magazines and handles a line of bondage and fetish videos, including this one shot in Minneapolis. Sex, quite literally, is their lives and livelihoods.
It's basically a full-time application, social, personal, and business. So if you call it 24 hours other than sleep time, that's, and I would say even some of my dreams are.
Cuts!
Though it's a lifestyle condemned by many and understood by few, it's the lifestyle Carrie Downs has chosen, and she makes no apologies.
Nobody's ever gotten hurt from putting a porno tape in their VCR. If you don't want to see it, don't buy it. But please, don't shut off other people's freedoms.
You can open your left knee, honey.
Brad Woodard, KARE 11 News, Los Angeles.
Keith?
Many people think the big-time pornography business is confined to places like New York or Los Angeles, but tomorrow night, Brad looks at the multi-million-dollar porn industry right here in the Twin Cities. Who's making the money? Who's buying the products? And you'll be surprised at who's defending it all. That's tomorrow on KARE 11 News at 10.